Today, I'm going to give you a high-level overview of the Altmetric Explorer database. If you'd like to dive deeper and learn more, sign up for one of our introductory webinars. You'll find the link to sign up in the video description. First, let's go over basic navigation. On the left-hand toolbar, you have a compass icon. Clicking this icon will always take you back to your default homepage in Explorer and will clear out any search filters you may have set. The list icon below will take you to your saved searches. Check out our Saving Searches video to learn more about how to do that. If you see a wrench icon, that means you have administrator access, so don't worry if this icon does not appear for you. The set of icons down at the bottom of the screen are your more general icons, like your profile, help section, settings, and sign out. Altmetric Explorer is divided into 7 tabs. Each tab allows you to dig into Altmetric data in a different way. The tabs are Highlights, Research Outputs, Timeline, Demographics, Mentions, Mention Sources, and Journals. But before we go into each of these tabs, I'll first talk about a couple ways you can craft a search strategy. You have access to the full Altmetric Explorer database, but with millions of research outputs to sift through, you will most likely start by crafting a search strategy to narrow down your results. Altmetric Explorer includes both quick search and advanced search functionality. Let's start with the quick search. In the upper right-hand corner, click into the quick search box. Once you do so, you can start typing in a known item that you're interested in searching. So for this example, I'll just start typing in JAMA, or the Journal of the American Medical Association, and I can see some suggestions auto-populate below. So I could search JAMA as a keyword, title, I see some affiliations start to come up here, journal or collection, or funder name. So in this case, I'd probably want to choose one of the journals I am most interested in. So that's the quick search. But another way to search is the advanced search, which you can access by clicking the blue Edit Search button at the top of the screen. As you can see, there are many options available, but today I'm going to highlight this Publisher section over here on the right-hand side. So I can search at the publisher level. So for example, American Medical Association, I can start typing that in and I'll see some suggestions start to auto-populate. Or I can even search at the level of a specific journal or journals I am most interested in. So if I start typing in JAMA, perhaps I want to search JAMA Surgery, JAMA Oncology, etc. Or I could even paste in a list of journal ISSNs if I have those at my disposal. But for this example today, I'll just keep it at JAMA Surgery and run my search. Once you have crafted your search strategy, you can begin to dig into the attention by using the different tabs located at the top of the screen. So now I'm only looking at research outputs published in JAMA Surgery and the attention they've received online. A summary of outputs and attention is located in the Highlights tab, and these numbers will change as you continue to edit your search strategy. So we have our total mentions, so this is simply the total of all mention types, such as Twitter, news, policy, etc. Outputs with attention. So this is the number of outputs tracked by Altmetric that have been published in JAMA Surgery that have some form of attention online. And then we have our total outputs tracked. So we're tracking more outputs from JAMA Surgery than actually have attention. So this is the overall number of outputs tracked, but just remember that not all of these outputs will have attention. So this tab provides at-a-glance information, bringing interesting attention to the forefront. So it's divided into different data blocks with colorful visualizations. Back up at the top, we have our attention breakdown. This is a quick and easy place to go when you want to view those high-level summary numbers, and you can easily see where your content is getting the most attention online. So now let's view the Research Outputs tab. The Research Outputs tab is a great place to start browsing attention, and it is going to allow you to explore outputs one at a time, whereas the other tabs will present you with more aggregated data. You can sort this list in a variety of ways by clicking this drop-down menu. The default sorting is by highest Altmetric attention score first, but we can sort in a number of ways, such as by news stories, blog posts, policy documents, or even by number of mentions in a given time frame. So let's take a look at mentions in the past month. So now you'll see that this paper floats up to the top. It was published in September 2020, and in the past month has been mentioned 235 times. So all of these papers are clickable, so I can click on this paper up here at the top, and that will open up my Altmetric details page. So here we can see the full record and all of the full attention for each research output, including news, Twitter, Reddit, and even citation data. And don't forget, on every single tab, you can always download the results as a CSV. So now let's take a look at our Timeline tab. The Timeline tab is the place to start when you'd like to assess trends in attention over time. For any search query, the Timeline tab lets you view all mentions over all time, or filter by specific attention source types, or filter by specific time frames. So the default view is viewing all types of attention, but if you were just interested in news, for example, all you have to do is click that News button. You can also create custom stacked bar graphs with different source types by holding down the Command key on a Mac or the Control key on a PC, and now I can choose which ones most interest me. And as you can see, the default view is looking at attention from all time, but I can quickly zoom to the last year in attention, 6 months, 3 months, etc. Or I can scroll down a bit and actually choose a very specific point in time using the scroll bar at the bottom of the screen. If you wish to view the individual mentions contained within a specific time frame for any combination of attention sources, all you have to do is click on the bar in the chart, and this will take you to the Mentions tab, where you can view the mentions in that time frame and further refine your results by any other parameters. Now let's move on to the Demographics tab. In the Demographics tab, you can see heat maps of geolocations for 4 attention sources: Twitter, Facebook, News, and Policy. Each map shows the spread of attention around the world applied for any search query. Counts for the number of mentions and mentioned authors or outlets by country are shown for each of the 4 attention sources. If you click on the name of a country in the corresponding data table, or on the country itself in the map, you will be taken to the Mentions tab, where you can view all of the mentions originating from that country in the selected attention source. Now let's go to the Mentions tab. The Mentions tab is a powerful tool, and you'll often find yourself redirected here to dig deeper. On the Mentions tab, you can view all of the individual mentions across all attention sources in one scrolling feed. You can also drill down to view a specific source type by clicking this Add Source drop-down menu and choosing the source you're interested in, or in the search bar, you can actually type in a specific source type, such as NPR, for example, or even typing in a Twitter user you want to take a look at. You can also show mentions in a given time frame, or show mentions from a specific country or set of countries. The sky's really the limit in the Mentions tab, so definitely encourage you to play around with different searches and viewing different mentions from different sources. Okay, let's move on to the Mention Sources tab. The Mention Sources tab makes it quick and easy to see exactly which sources and people, such as specific tweeters, news outlets, policy sources, etc., have mentioned your content the most. Scrolling down, not surprisingly, JAMA Surgery's social media accounts share their own content the most, and that's quite common to see with publishers. But as I start to scroll down, I'll see other news outlets and tweeters that are sharing JAMA Surgery content quite a lot. You can also perform these searches for content that isn't your own to see how you compare to your competitors, or just to get a general idea of who's talking about what in a given field. So the Mention Sources tab is a powerful tool for anyone who frequently uses altmetric data to analyze the audiences of their research or to assess their own outreach efforts. So it can help you answer questions like, who are the most influential tweeters or bloggers in a field, which policy sources are using our research the most, etc. Up here at the top, just like the Mentions tab, we can limit by source type, time frame, and country. Over here on the right, you'll see that the default sorting for this page is by total mention count, but we can also sort this list by Twitter follower count as well. So if Twitter is of interest to you, definitely take a look at that. And last but not least, let's end with the Journals tab. The Journals tab is a comparison table that displays the total mention counts for different altmetric attention sources, aggregated by journal. You'll recall that my search strategy was for a single journal, JAMA Surgery, so that's why there's only one journal in this table. So let's go back up to my advanced search and search for all journals for a particular publisher. So I'll X out of JAMA Surgery, and in the publisher search box, I'll search for the American Medical Association, and rerun my search. So now, searching at the publisher level, you'll see how you can easily compare the attention your various journals are receiving. So within the Journals tab, you can sort the entire table by any attention source simply by clicking on its column header. So I can sort by news, blog, policy, etc. And so within this table, you can easily see which journals receive attention across specific sources. So one final reminder that in each tab, you can always download the results as a CSV. Okay, so that's your quick overview of Altmetric Explorer for publishers. Remember, if you'd like to learn more, consider attending one of our introductory webinars. The registration link is in the video description. But you can also check out our other videos. A good next step might be watching our video on saving searches, creating alerts, and sharing reports, which is also linked in the video description. Thanks for watching.